Hi, I'm Mark from Sounds in Sync, the developer of EdiLoad. In this video, I'm going to show you the new WAV Relink window that has been released in EdiLoad version 6.3. This window can import the clips from a Pro Tools session, load a new set of WAV files that you'd like the clips to link to, match the clips to the new WAVs, and export a new Pro Tools session, retaining the fades, crossfades, clip gain, and track automation. So you can see how this works in practice, I'll run through a few different scenarios showing how this window can be used to streamline your workflow. Here I have a dialogue edit of a scene. These are the clips that the EdiLoad assembly window created, and here is my edit of the boom, ISO mics, and a couple of tracks containing production effects. These clips contain fades, crossfades, clip gain settings and breakpoints, volume automation, pan automation, and some plugin automation. One use case for this WAV Relink window would be if we imagine that these clips are linked to WAV files that have been processed to reduce background noise. Upon delivery of your edit, if your mixer requests a version without the noise reduction, it would take some time to recreate this edit or use the Pro Tools field recorder workflow to swap out each clip one by one. This is where the WAV Relink window can relink the clips to the original location WAV files or a new set of WAVs that have been processed differently. However, in this example, I'll demonstrate a different use case where these clips are linked to 24-bit WAV files and I'd like to relink them to their 32-bit parent WAVs. Loading the session into the WAV Relink window, I select the tracks to import. The clips from these tracks are displayed in the clip list in time order. When I select a clip, the WAV file that is linked to the clip is displayed in the first row of the WAV list with a cyan background. Here you see this clip is linked to a 24-bit WAV. Now I'll load the 32-bit WAV files into the bottom WAV library list. I can now match the WAVs, and when I select a clip now, you can see a single 32-bit WAV has been matched, and both the linked WAV and the new library WAV have matching field recorder metadata. I'll now click Export PTX, confirm the name and location of the new Relink session file, and open this up in Pro Tools. I'll also import the dialogue edit tracks from the source session so we can compare the top Relink clips to the lower original clips. Notice all clips are present with the same colour as the source clips, and EdiLoad has also retained the fades, crossfades, clip gain settings, volume automation, pan automation, and all plugin automation. You may be wondering what happens if you apply some audio suite processing in the original dialogue edit. Here I'll render some EQ in a few sections of this clip and set the colour of the clips to yellow. I'll now re-import this session into the WAV Relink window and click Match WAVs. Now you can see the yellow audio suite clips have the WAV creator set to Pro Tools. Because a WAV created by an audio suite sets a timestamp that is unusable and doesn't retain the metadata, these WAVs will not link to the new library WAV files, shown here by the 0 in the match column. To work around this, the settings window allows you to export the source WAV file for these audio suite clips, or you can configure it to leave a hole and attempt to heal over the gap. I'll select the heal option, along with exporting a marker at the points where a gap has been healed and where clips were unmatched. I'll export the PTX file now and open it up in Pro Tools. I'll also import the first track containing the audio suite clips from the original session so we can compare the result. Here you can see that EdiLoad has healed the gaps created by these unmatched audio suite clips and placed a marker at each location. This allows you to perform the same audio suite processing with the new relinked media. And with this audio suite clip, as it occurred at the start of a clip and cannot be healed, a hole is left that needs fixing. Keep in mind that if you like to draw over clicks with the pencil tool, this is a destructive process that is written back to the source WAV file. So if you drew out clicks in your original edit, these clicks will reappear in the relink session as the new WAVs won't contain this fix. If you have been supplied an AAF from your picture editor, and you see the editor has done a lot of dialogue editing work by selecting the correct channels and adding fades and clip gains, you may wish to retain this work, as this is also what the director is familiar with. In instances like this, and where the AAF media can be imported to Pro Tools as WAV files containing the required field recorder metadata, the WAV Relink window can be used to link each AAF clip to the original location audio files, retaining all fades, clip gain and volume automation as per the AAF. I'll now demonstrate how the WAV Relink window can be used when audio files are renamed. I don't expect this particular situation would happen often, but it may show how this window could be used for different situations. Here I have a set of ADR recordings where the WAVs weren't named correctly. They were loaded into a session and used to create an ADR edit. Later, the studio provided the same WAV files renamed to match the queue numbers. I can now load the ADR edit into the WAV Relink window along with the new WAVs. Because each WAV has a unique timestamp or duration, EdiLoad is able to match up the correct WAV files. Here, in the settings window, I'll select to name the exported clips built from the new WAV file names. When I export the Relink session and open it up in Pro Tools and import the original session to compare, you can see the new Relink clips are named correctly and match the original edit. When you have a session that contains edited stems, whether the stems are dialogue, effects, Foley, and Atmos stems of a previous episode to say create a recap, or the stems contain different parts of an orchestral record, edited to match the latest picture cut. When those stems are recreated from a new mix, the WAV Relink window allows you to swap out the old stems for new stems while retaining all your edits. To demonstrate, here I have clips that reference a test 5.1 WAV that allows me to visually check the channel assignment in Pro Tools. As the WAV Relink window currently can only import clips from mono audio tracks, I'll split this track to mono first. I can now import the mono tracks into the WAV Relink window, and I'll also load a new 5.1 WAV that has a 3 dB gain applied to it. I can now match all clips to the new WAV and export a Relink session. When I open this up in Pro Tools, I can create a new 5.1 track and move the clips to this track. I'll now import the 5.1 track from the source session, and you can see all edits match and the audio in the new tracks have a 3 dB increase. This demonstrates how edited stems can be updated when the stems have been recreated from a new mix. Now I'm sure there are many other ways to use this window. Let me know in the YouTube comments how you'll be using the Relink window and if it's missing any critical features for your workflow. See the EdiLoad user guide and the EdiLoad help menu for the most up-to-date information on this window. To try EdiLoad for yourself, either on macOS or Windows, just head to the download page of the website. Once the app is installed, just run it and click Try to activate a trial license.